Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today is episode 5 of Jaxon's Cleft journey, and today we are going to be talking about any troubles we overcome once we left the hospital, going to our first hospital appointment with Jaxon's surgeon, breastfeeding the first few weeks at home, and going out into public with our cleft bump. There wasn't really any struggles we had. We obviously had to adapt to having now 2 children. My daughter at the time was 2, so having to adapt with another child was a bit of a tricky situation, but we grasped it pretty quick. The only other struggle we faced was breastfeeding. So as I mentioned in a previous video, when we were at the hospital, I wasn't able to breastfeed because of all the stress and pressure that the nurses put on me. So when we did go home, I did start to introduce the boob a lot more to him, and within 2 or 3 days of being at home, he was breastfeeding consistently, and he was only taking the bottles if I had expressed or I was tired or whatnot. In that way, Robert could take over and help feed him as well. So breastfeeding went actually really smooth from then, and I ended up feeding up until I think it was 18 months or just before 18 months old. So his breastfeeding journey was amazing. The only thing is, because his cleft was on the left side, he wasn't really taking from the left boob, he only took from the right boob. But other than that, it was perfect. He loved breastfeeding, and in the end he wouldn't take bottles, so breastfeeding was literally the only option in that situation. We had our first hospital appointment a few days after he was born. So we travelled out to Westmead Hospital and they weighed him, done all the normal checkups that you would do with a newborn. They looked over his cleft to see how severe it was, and they gave us a rough estimate on when his surgery date would be, and that estimate actually turned out to be pretty accurate. The only thing they said was if he wasn't gaining weight, then they may have to push it back, or if he got sick around the time, they would have to push it back. Any precautions that you would have with surgery. His surgeon actually looked at him and was amazed with his cleft. It wasn't as severe as they expected, so that was a bonus. He was happy with the way it looked, so there wasn't any lead up precautions that they had to take, because I know that some babies with clefts, they have to have their lip taped, and Jaxon's wasn't actually needed to be taped, so that was a bonus. When Jaxon was 2 weeks old, Robert actually went back to work, and that meant I had to do preschool drop off alone with Jaxon, so he was still pretty fresh and new. And I just remember this one instant after I dropped Nevaeh off at preschool and me and Jaxon actually headed to the shops. I had an old man actually say to me, "Oh, I'm sorry about your baby's face." Other than that small incident, there wasn't much trouble with going out in public. He did get a few stares and like confused looks, but other than that, he got the oohs and ahs of what newborns tend to get when they are fresh. So I didn't really have any problems or hiccups with going out in public like some people actually have had. So I'm super blessed to be able to say that. But yeah, this video is probably a little bit shorter than the rest of them, but I hope you're still very much enjoying this video. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe because it really supports my channel, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye for now.